Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Grand uprising, my people. Grand uprising. Grand uprising, my people. Grand uprising. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. And everybody continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. I'm getting a little feedback there this morning, so yeah, if you guys lock on, tell me if you're hearing me clearly. Yeah, let's see what the deal is here. Let me just make it quick. Just now. Just want to make sure everything is okay and I'm not talking to myself. Aye. Let me hear. You see?
No.
Just now. Grand uprising, my people. Grand uprising. I think I'm okay there now, Chris. All right, grand uprising, my people. Sorry about that technical glitch there. Hope everybody is doing wonderfully wonderful and continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. This is your boy, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. RJ, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. One day at a time, people. We at the last day, basically at 2025, entering 2026. And I know a lot of people probably have their New Year's resolution set out, and I'm here to encourage people because I experienced this. I live enough time, I rent enough space and time on this planet to know that New Year's resolution don't really last long with most people. I would put a figure on it. I would say 9.5 out of 10, it don't work. It lasts probably about 30 seconds in some people's mind and 30 days in some people's mind. That is probably the best that I have seen thus far. But my encouragement is not to try to put pressure on yourself, but try to make little wins each day if you want to stick to your New Year's resolution. It's not about self-motivation per se, it's about installing a consistent habit. So if your idea is to start working out, get up in the morning and just do a 5 or 10 minute little body weight exercise. Get the habit in. Now, when you just started that would not give you any results per se, but what it will do is install a habit. And once this habit is installed, then you are able to now feel guilty if you don't do it. And then slowly but surely, it becomes a part of you. And you can start doing the same thing with the gym. But I urge you, if you're waiting on self-motivation, that ain't gonna happen. Period. Let's be real about that. All right, so if you need my number and you need some help through this and going forward, 736 is 3962, 736 3962, or 709-8450, 709-8450. And let me just say this one time, I do free consultations. I take care of, I help the body to take care of chronic diseases. Mr. Johnson don't heal nothing, but what Mr. Johnson does is understand biochemistry, how the body works, and get rid of those pathologies that comes from the root cause and dig it out. So the physiology part is what I deal with. I don't deal with symptoms, expression of symptoms. So you're going to have to be a while by me if you're serious about taking care of yourself. All right? So I offer a free consultation any chronic diseases, the body can heal itself. Just understand this. That mind, that whatever that intelligence is that created us, knows exactly what that intelligence was doing. That is innate essence. That is perfection to the core. The human body can heal itself. We just to align it. We have to align it with nature. You got to align it with nature. You have to align it with nature. Botanical herbs, the leaves, the roots, the fruits, the bark. That's where we have to go, because we come right from that particular element, whether you want to believe it or not. And this alignment transcends. So if we are looking for something else to heal us, it's never going to happen. Right? So I urge you, once again, if you need to improve your health, and this is not just 2026, let's forget our talk. If you need to improve it, because you don't want to just live 2026, you want to live 2026 and beyond. And you don't live once, you live every day. So if you want to improve on your health, give Mr. Johnson a call. I optimize the body structure and function, put it back into homeostasis in vitro, which means that's the natural way in which the body will function and fix itself. If the body wasn't equipped with that ability, all of us died a long, long time ago. However, the human body needs the raw materials to heal itself. And I'm going to get into a few things this morning, so I urge you to keep it locked. Get a little pen and paper, and even if it's just one thing that you put on the paper so it can remind you of certain things, just do that. Mr. Johnson, again, do not profess to know everything. I consider myself, this is my disclaimer, I consider myself an intelligent brother, because I know I do not know everything. So, with that said, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed morning to our entire nation. There are some things flowing around. I don't ever want to make my show a political saga, because I don't want anybody calling here with political stuff. But because it's my show for this hour, I think I have the right to my opinion to say a few things along the line. And there are some things that, you know, I would love to say, but I would never ever say it on the air. I would rather say it compartmentalizing in a position where we are having a conversation per se. But there's some not so nice things going on in the country. But here's the point. There would never be not so nice things going on in the country. There will never not be that particular time. What we need to do is assert ourselves in a position where we can be of help. Rather than complaining, let's find a way to do something about it. If we think certain things not going good, come, let's go and do something about it. And you gotta, and when I said do something about it, ain't no marching, we will overcome and all them stuff there. No, do something about it. You know, protest in a very profound manner and show people that you're serious. Until such time, we got to stay quiet, right? We got to stay quiet. At the end of the day, we don't know what's going on behind the scene. We can only speculate what is going on behind the scene. And as much as we would like to say certain things, we have to think about what we say before we say it, because we don't know what's going on behind the scene. That enough said. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Blessed morning to our police department. Yep, the police department. Good morning to the licensing division. Officer Jones, good morning to you, my brother. I hope all is well. The licensing department. Yeah, I always kind of leave that out. Good morning to the Coast Guard. Yes, we need you. The fire department, definitely. Our regiment, for sure. Even our private security, for sure. The airport police, for sure. We need everybody. And all of us need each other to be each other. Without each other, we're not each other. Yeah, you see this kind of thing that people like to project. We have to do a little better than that. It's not going to stop. Because there's something called Facebook, where people just jump on it just to project. Because there's nothing else they have to do. So they go there to project. I am going to ask the people out here, if you want to improve your mindset, lessen your scrolling on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Unless you are looking at something that will edify you and move you from the position in which you are to a better position, limit that for a bit now. Limit that for a bit, because you become those things. You know what I mean? You're looking for likes. Likes ain't going to get you nowhere. That's external validation. External validation never works. Validation starts on the inside. Forget your past. Closure. come from on the inside. Make peace with your past, because closure come from on the inside. Don't let nobody try to shame you. That can't work, nah go work. Ain't nobody trying to shame nobody that don't have no shame, that they don't want that other person they're trying to shame to talk about. Ain't nobody on the face of this earth does, especially John and Tobago. So you calm down on that for a little bit. Ease way up on that. All right? So good morning again to everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Scrappy, my cousin. Good morning. Jason McPhee, blessed love to you, my brother. Blessed love and blessed love. My entire family, the entire people who would have supported me throughout this year, I thank you so much for believing in me as much as I believed in you. And I will continue to do so. I continue to ask the omnipotent intelligence power to continue to lead me to the people who I need and the people who need me. All the people who locked on, I know there are a lot of people who locked on, because I get this all the time. All the people who locked on, I thank you so very much. I know sometimes I may uproot some people, but that's okay. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to shed light on certain things that I know is going to be helpful to every single one of us. What you see in here, I always tell people, it was deep-rooted in pain. And this passion, I'm fearless when it comes to it. I'm very fearless when it comes to disseminating my information. That doesn't mean I know everything. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean I'm trying to convince you either. I am trying to let you see you through the lens of your own eyes. And if you can do that, life will be better. You won't project, because you will realize the time you take to say something nasty about another person, you are just as nasty or worse, right? So sometimes some people don't like how I talk. They don't like what I say and all that stuff there, and that's okay. I'm okay with that too. I'm just reminding that we don't need to go down that particular road, all right? But we can do better for each other, because at the end of the day, when you're doing things to better yourself, you inadvertently better other people. And if you do it the other way and try to do things to help another person, you only uplift yourself. So we are to be blamed. And if things aren't going with us proper, we are to be blamed. So, having said that, blessed morning again to my siblings, every single one of my siblings, by extension, Bowich, Lynette, Kerry, Wax Dog, Kenneth, Allison, my entire clan, Joe Blunt, blessed morning to you. Blessed morning, my wax dog Kenneth, and the entire family. Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody within the sound of my ear. And those of you who will be locking on later, because this, you can get me on Facebook or on YouTube. Tune in there and see what's going on, all right? And take in as much information as you possibly can. So, blessed morning again to you. I want to just jump into a few things. Good morning to Miss Beverly. Blessed morning. Good morning, Mrs. Spencer. Blessed morning to you. Good morning, Miss Gettins. Blessed morning. Tanel, good morning. Miss Nicole, good morning. So this morning is more of good morning. So far the time reached already. I already lost some minutes by the onset with the technical difficulty I was having. But you know, I mean, this is life. You adjust, you adapt. That's how things goes. You can't stress enough to make nothing better on the face of this earth here. And if I'm going to give you some homework before the day's finished. Here, what I want you to do. I want you to call me and bring me a bucket of stress. Bring me a tangible bucket of stress, and I will pay you as much money as you require. You know why I'm saying this? We can control that. There ain't no such thing. It's we who think stressful thoughts. So if you control your thoughts, you control the stress in your life. And then that down-regulates genes and causes things to go bad in your biochemistry. So, let me say this. I put up on my status this morning. Let me see who again I'd like to show up. I put up on my status this morning about the dark side of coffee. Blessed morning, Alima. Good morning, my dear. How are you, dear? I hope all is well. What about now? Are you getting through to the radio station now? Try it again. Try again and see, Alima, if you can get through to the radio station, or if you're not, try the Facebook. Chris, if you're hearing that, not show going on, these are people who out in the Canopia area, not show going on there with that. All right? So, if anybody out there not hearing me, give me a holler, so let me see what's going on. All right? Yeah. Okay, so let's see. One thing, one thing, one thing. Right. Let me move on. I put up on my status the truth, the dark side about coffee, and I want to talk about coffee for a little bit because for some people, it's just understand coffee has something in it called acrotoxin A, right? Let's rest that down for a little bit. Just remember that word, acrotoxin A, and there is a dark side to coffee depending on how you drink coffee. Look up the word adenosine. What is adenosine? Adenosine is a chemical that regulates how the brain works and how energy works. So let me just explain to you the dark side of coffee. This is the one-on-one truth about coffee. Coffee has acrotoxin A, as I mentioned before. It also has big, powerful caffeine on it, which people think you give us a strike. Here what happens. Here what happens. When you are tired, the reason you get tired is because adenosine signals the human body to get some rest. That's what adenosine does. That's its job. That's not the only job, but that's one of its job. Primary job is to signal to the brains that you are tired. In your biochemistry, you need to get some rest. Here what happens. When you drink coffee, coffee comes like a big iron gate that blocks adenosine. So adenosine can't get in. Here's the dark side. Adenosine will continue to flow. Not because coffee blocks it, it means that chemical stops. No, it continues. It's relentless. It does not give up. So all them times, remember, that is to make you tired. The coffee just blocks that. The coffee really not giving you any lift up. When that coffee starts wearing out from your system, adenosine rushing like a river coming down the road that could create storm and carrying away dry leaves and all that. It come rushing in and then you crash. Has nothing to do with the coffee. Now I want you to process this for a little bit and you will see the dangers and how you need to continue or how you need to control your coffee drinking. I'm not telling you not to drink it. Because I think I don't really drink coffee. To be honest with you, I don't drink coffee. And for the reason, because it does the reverse for me. If I drink a coffee, it's shake. I ain't drink coffee about 20-something years. I just don't drink coffee. Now you're not on that. But I'm not saying that people shouldn't drink because I don't think anything is inherently wrong with drinking a black coffee. But for those of you who feel on it, that's your reason right there. And here's the deal. Not because you feel okay down the road, it means that particular coffee doing you a great deal. It just means you're probably doing something else that's correct, that will balance the biochemistry and cause you to be in a particular position which will help you in that particular way and balance it off. But it doesn't mean that you're in great health per se. It just means your body better equipped to handle that. And that will depend on your workload and how you do certain things during the course of the day. So don't get tied up with that coffee thing, all right? Listen, if you want to give me a call and contribute this morning before I get off the air, you know what the routine is. 342-0081, 342-0081. I know my brethren was trying to call last week. I think you'll be okay calling in this morning if you have a contribution. And my sincere apologies for that. You can make a call in, a contribution, anytime. 342-0081 or 466-5391. 466-5391, all right? Having said that, let me move along. Right, so that's the deal there. So adenosine don't give up. It just keep crashing on that gate, crashing. And when the coffee is done, when it wears off from your body, adenosine come rushing in, then you crash. So it's not the coffee there. That's the dark, true side of coffee. Process that for a bit, ladies and gentlemen, and you figure out how you can fit coffee in your life. I want to talk about 3 essential vitamins this morning that work extremely well with diabetes. And you know, there are a lot of people, again, I never stop getting phone calls from certain people because of how I view diabetes. And I'm going to go over again with you guys this morning so it make an indelible imprint in your mind and you take care of yourself going forward. And understand that Mr. Johnson can help you to get that particular stuff. In the month of December, I mean, throughout the years, I got some result, but in the month of December, I got the most. I got 18 people at that particular time. But remember, those are people who that was with me and always there constantly. Some people are 12 months, some people 18 months. It take a while before they get the lesson. I'm not walking around with anybody. If you want guarantees, I had to walk around with you and probably have one of them piece of cable to make sure you eat correct or whatever, or have a GPS on you. So I'm not guaranteeing you anything because I don't know how you want to live your life. Here's what I do know. If you're consistent with certain things and you apply discipline, it's going to work. Discipline is something that nobody likes, but you got to pretend you like it if you want it to work. Eventually you would like it, all right? So the deal is I have gotten 18 people reversed or put in remission or cure their diabetes, and I continue to do so along the road. All right? I'm truly, truly grateful for that. I was hoping I'd get a little 2 or 3 more, but that didn't really work out. But I'm on it again. So I'm going to give you 3 particular vitamins. Good morning, Delight Orchid. Go Kids. Blessed on. Thank you. All right. So you locked on listening, so you hearing me. Blessed morning to you, my dear. Hope all is well. And you continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. Bruce Wayne. Well, go on, my brother. Hope all is well. And my brethren's Fayo Akibali. Good morning, my brother. Blessed, blessed love. Okay, so here's the deal. 2 vitamins that's extremely, extremely important. I would send you guys my link later on when I'm off air, and you can watch the program when you have some time and whatever. But for now, you can log in on Facebook. You can go to your Facebook and go to the Street 91.9. You'll get it, and you'll get it on YouTube as well. All right? Well, hopefully that is the case. I'll give you these 3 powerful vitamins that will help. I always talk about a cholecalciferol, 25 cholecalciferol vitamin D3. I always talk about it. And I tell people all the time, this is not Mr. Johnson's opinion. This is not even an academic. This is a response from the Creator itself. And I got to use the word it so it covers everything. Vitamin D3, cholecalciferol, vitamin D3 is the only vitamin the human body can make on its own. The only vitamin. We have hundreds of vitamins in our bloodstream as you listening to me now, and as we process going our way during the course of the day, hundreds of vitamins just popping through our bloodstream. And those come from foods and the essential nutrients that we need to import in our body, which I always talk to you guys about. The only vitamin that the body can make on its own, the only vitamin, is cholecalciferol, vitamin D3. Well, let's talk about how that happens. Vitamin D3, and let's talk about why it's so important. Vitamin D3 is made from sunlight and cholesterol. Yes, you heard me clearly. Cholesterol. The very thing that they demonized. Cholesterol. Big time. Big time. So I want you guys to understand the trouble you're already in with people who are on metformin, diamicron, rosiglitazone. The list goes on and on and on, where those glucocentric stuff that just suppress your blood sugar, that create an illusion of inclusion to kill you later and have your toe getting chopped off, because that's the only other recourse that is going to happen. Once you're on those things, you're for sure, it's only a matter of time before a toe chop off, your instep chop off, and then the entire leg gone. Okay? Because you're not dealing with the precipitation. You're suppressing. When the check engine light come on your dashboard, you call a man to chop the cable and you have the check engine light, and you believe that solves your problem. Up to now, you ain't deal with what caused the check engine light to come on. Eventually, your car going to blow up. Process that for a bit. So here it is now. I am dealing with you guys with this particular story. So for those of you who are on your cholesterol medication, while you are type 2 diabetic, you're in trouble right now and going to be in trouble forever. Let me be straight with that. Let's get this straight. This is not an opinion. Hear me? It's not an opinion. This is academics. The fact that our body needs cholecalciferol, vitamin D3, that is not even academic. That is the Creator's. That is our biochemistry. It's the only vitamin our body can make on its own. So y'all who didn't know that, y'all know something now. So it's made from sunlight. It's made from sunlight and cholesterol. Every single cell in the human body, which is the 32 to 40 trillion cells in our body, has a receptor door for vitamin D3. You have to have it. because vitamin D3 vasodilates, because it acts as a neurotransmitter, a neurotransporter. It vasodilates and it gets rid of all these other stuff from the nasty, sticky oxidation food from the cell and allow the cell to operate the way it ought to operate. The other thing that does that too is nitric oxide. But I don't want to talk about that this morning. You have plenty of time to listen to me again. Every Wednesday morning you tune in and listen to your brother, or you call me up, at 736-3962, and let's discuss some stuff, right? But my point is, if you do not have cholecalciferol in your body, you're in trouble. No, you are in trouble because you are diabetic, you are type 2, and Trinidad and Tobago is loaded with type 2 diabetes. Type 2. I know quite a few that has type 1, but it's the opposite of type 2. The body don't produce insulin, so you have to know how to work that. That's another story by itself. And some people just take real long before they realize they became that type 1 diabetic, because you could born with it too. Okay, that is something from environmental factors and all that, which is called epigenetics. That will create problems with reference to people who are suffering with type 1 diabetes. So we'll talk about that for another time in another place. But what I'm saying is that for those of you who are type 2 diabetic, who taking your metformin, your glyburide, your glucofridge, your diamicron, and all that stuff, they're taking off the engine light on the board, it's not a good thing. It's not good. Your doctor may be the nicest person in the world. Your nurse may be the nicest person in the world, but they don't always know what is best for you. And this is not an indictment against my nurses and doctors. Don't get me wrong. I always say that. I love my nurses and doctors. I protect them all the way. My issue is with the fraternity in which they reside on, because they can't do, even internally, they have this feeling in the gut, what we call the gut feeling, because that is so true. It's so true that they need to do certain things. They can't just go out and do that, because they could lose their job. Even if it's the correct thing, the divine thing, the reverent thing to do, they just can't do it because they can lose the job. So cholecalciferol vitamin D3, you got to have it. 1,000 IU, 5,000 IU, or even 8,000 IU. You could come and talk to me about that. You have to have it. Another one I talk about here is, I talk about it all the time, is either methylcobalamin, methylcobalamin, tetracobalamin, or adenosine cobalamin. What are those cobalamin I just called it? That's pure B12. 100% unadulterated B12. You got to have that inside of your biochemistry. That in itself works good with methylfolate. Don't you see them people who be talking about folic acid? Or they rest that down again. And I'm going to give you, all the people who listening to me now, look up what is folic acid. If it doesn't say the synthetic version of methylfolate or the synthetic version of folate, I eat my shoes, my hat, and my clothes with ketchup and mustard. And here it is that it's given to us, especially pregnant women, being given folic acid and talking about it protects birth defect, or it help with birth defect. First of all, let us talk about this for a minute. Folic acid ain't come from nothing real. No plant, nothing on the face of the planet produces folic acid. Folic acid was made in a lab. I want you to tell me how that preventing birth defect. I want you to go through the mechanism of action and tell me how that happens. It's one of the reasons why we suffer with MTHFR to this day, this broken gene, where frigidity, we can't digest stuff good. MTHFR, methylene tetrahydrofolate reductase. It's one of the reasons why we suffer with that. The whole country suffer with MTHFR in one way or another. If you want to look up MTHFR, put it in black letters. Do not put it in lowercase. You're going to find some colorful website that you may or may not enjoy. But put it in black letters. Go check it out. And then you could talk to Mr. Johnson about that later. So all the talk that has been going around and the fancy talk, and people can't substantiate the reason they say certain things, and you believe because you go to people that we look up to and all that stuff, that everything they say we're supposed to take it at face value. You need to start doing some work on your own, because it's your health, your fault. You walking around with that body every single day. It's your responsibility, and you are culpable for it, okay? Because they can't do everything. And let me just remind you, the best doctor in the room is your own body. So we talk about adenosine cobalamin. methylcobalamin or hydroxycobalamin. 100% B12. You got to have it if you're type 2. Okay? You don't have to have metformin. Let us discuss the mechanism of action when it comes to what happens when you take metformin. Let me give you a little story. All of them does the same thing. It don't matter what name they give them, they all does the same thing. The mechanism of action is this. Listen carefully. It stops the body from absorbing glucose, so it sits in your stomach. It will sit in your stomach until you boom, or it will give you diarrhea. The other mechanism of action, it stops the kidney. It stops the kidney from absorbing the glucose, so you pee plenty. Process that for a little bit and tell me how that helping diabetes. And all the people, mostly people, this is the part that they don't like me for. Or they like to make excuses for your health. Plenty. Well, when I'm ready, I go call you. When you're ready, you go call me. You don't like that talk. When you're ready, you go call me. No, I think you need to have a serious conversation with yourself and understand the reason you are in the position you are. No, it's because of that very attitude you just gave me. But you don't like my response. You know why I don't like the response? Because the truth does shift people all the time. We rather safety and comfort than truth. Truth reveals. We don't like that. And I'm saying we because I'm human being with everybody else. But if nobody could tell you that Mr. Johnson make excuses for anything, mishaps that would have happened in his life. I not on that with nobody. I not on that with not a living soul. I do what I need to do every single day. And that's the drill. My brother, I think you try to call me, man. Try to call again. I'm now seeing a missed call. I'm not sure if what going on there. The phone look kind of lopsided there, my brother. But call, if you're calling, call back again, my brother. Let me see if we can get a call in. All right? I know, man. All I'm seeing is the missed call, but I'm not actually seeing the phone ringing. So try again. Let me see what's going on there. All right. So let me move on. Let me just wrap up the one with the B12. The B12, you're going to have it. The other one is benfortimine. What is benfortimine? Benfortimine help with glycation, right? You know you have your body when you call, but glycation ends meet. It means that, let me see something. Good morning, caller. You like?
Hi, morning, brother. Morning.
Morning, my brother. What go on, brethren?
I am good. I try to see if I can get it to too big on hand twang. I am good.
Yeah, man.
Okay. But you know, you were in this course, so I'll make it quick here.
Yeah.
I was last week. Too quick thing. I was researching there.
Yeah.
You know, when we were little, when babies are born, you know, long time our parents used to carry us and walk us in the sun.
Right. All the time.
Yeah. That same D3, it was said on the D3 when I was researching just now.
Yeah.
That also a part. So is it that even we as an adult, it is still a good practice? Because as again, this is the thing that our forefathers did.
Right.
And you didn't need to get no medication or no whatever, because they didn't have the science then to do it, or the technology, I mean.
Yes, my brother.
So I was saying, and also I was also with the folic acid.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a synthetic form of folate.
Yes.
Well, I'll see what you.
Yeah.
So my question to you is that, okay, is it that we must get, besides using, as you say sometimes, the occasional tablet.
Yeah.
As you just say something. So then we must go back to our foods, our
Right.
leafies and our this and that and the other.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that is what you're telling me,
Right.
and that makes sense.
Right.
Because sometimes your body needs a booster.
Correct.
Because remember, the older we get, the body becomes weaker. If that's the best way to describe it.
Preach it.
So you need to boost the body ever so often.
Preach it.
Because what my son could do at 22, I may not be able to do that again.
Preach it now.
I may be able to do it, but less.
Right.
So, but I also want to paint a picture to you, and as I say, I have your number. I will call you, God's willing.
Yeah, man.
I got struck in the eye while doing my work. When I went by doctor, well, under the eye, they said no damages, nothing. But
Right.
they saw the muscle above the eyes is a little flickering. So they said they don't know if it's just muscle weakness.
Right.
But she saw the pressure in the back of the eye is high. So I have a scheduled visit coming up within a matter of a fortnight.
Right.
So I know when there's a pressure in the back of the eye, that could be a sign of glaucoma. But it's now is the first time I'm now as I speak in the ear now, again a slight lances to the back of the eye, around the left eye. So I'll put that to you, and
Right.
probably next week, God's willing,
All right.
you can
No
give
problem.
me an insight to that.
No problem.
And I would also, but I'll say I will make arrangements to come and meet you on one good day. And we will make a plan. God, when the new year coming up now, we know what 2026 is all about. We should have a basic idea, so we'll know where we go from there.
Yeah, my brother.
So locked on, listen, all the best to you and the family. Keep up the good work. 91.9, everybody. You all keep safe, and God bless you for the new year coming. Locked on and listening.
Thank you, my brother, and whatever you wish for me, I double on that for you. Make sure that you eat good. The back of the eye, so the retina. Shut down your phone, bro. The back of the eye. The back of the eyes, the retina is properly vasodilate so that you have blood flow coming. Once you still have blood flow, because brother, let me just say this. Let me just put this in one time. There isn't a single disease pathology in the human body that isn't idiopathically affected by hypoxia, meaning there's always a lack of oxygen when it comes to disease. Any chronic disease, there's because of lack of oxygen. So the more oxygen you put, the more the back of the eye, the retina vasodilates, the better it is for you. So we can always talk about that in another phone call. The thing you were asking with the sun, here we're going on. You see, there's a protracted narrative out there when it comes to the sun, that it gives cancer. Sun don't give nobody no cancer. That you see that kind of talk, you see that kind of inept, imprecise language. We all need to settle on that. Sun ain't giving you no. The sun is very good for us, so we need it. The point is, if you take a black person, a brown person, and you put them black skin, or you want to put it, a brown person, yellow skin, how you want to put it, and you put them outside in the sun with a Caucasian guy. Here's the deal. In 1 hour, that Caucasian man might get about 35,000 IU of sun through his liver. 35,000. You know we might get? We might get, but barely get 1,500. But the difference is, there's a caveat to that. The difference is we look older, longer, younger. We look younger, older, longer. They start to crimp up early because of the melanin, the pigment of their skin and stuff like that. But that's the caveat. That is why, again, I talked about this already. That is why when COVID dropped down, COVID licked out a lot of black people, because we were D3 deficiency. That's the truth. We were complete depletion of vitamin D3. So we need to go up on that. That's why you need to import it. Look for a good one, which is the cholecalciferol, the vitamin D3 that will do you. You could get some good advice on me, and I have plenty. Come and check me out. All right? So I was also saying, benfortamin will help you to reduce glycation, ends meat, that nasty sugar that been sticky. Put sugar on a counter, leave it there for a little bit, it will melt, it gets sticky, it does the same thing to your blood. But when you take benfortamin dilutes that, get rid of it. That's the reason for it. So I just giving you these things here. There are a lot more that you can do to help with your diabetic particular situation. Diabetes is not an indictment to anybody. And let me just remind you guys again, emphatically clear. Let me remind you, diabetes is not a hereditary disease. It is a disease that is in nature. Diet. In nature. Diet. That's where diabetes come from. We could talk about this all day long. And like I said before, Mr. Johnson is awaiting a debate, not a boastful one where we all can learn from, where you can prove to me, anybody, that diabetes is hereditary. I will wait. I welcome that debate, because I always say, if you can shift my narrative, it's more knowledge for me, because I'm never absolute in my narrative. But I welcome that debate. Please come. And I welcome the cholesterol one too. Please, let's have a debate with that. I got peer-reviewed papers. I got things to substantiate it. This is not just mouth organ going on. This is not just lip aerobics happening here. Ain't no lip aerobics going on here. Straight research and academics. So, I await that phone call from anybody who's willing to go down that road with me. Okay? Willingly. So, The one more thing I would like to say before I got off here at the end of the day, folks, ladies and gentlemen, right, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I'd like to say, hear what? Let me go back and cross-reference or preface, and not the reason or punctuate the reason why I said what I said about diabetes. If diabetes was hereditary, the genes that produce that you inherit from your parents, why don't all the people with that genes die out? Why not? Other thing is, if diabetes is hereditary in nature, why can't you tell me when I come to you the genes that I inherit from my parents and the chromosome in which it resides on? Why you can't tell me that? Another thing is, why can't you explain to me emphatically clear a twin that comes from the same mom and dad, one developed diabetes and one doesn't? Make that make sense to me. And then I will say, I talked to a young lady, very brilliant lady, and she said, I was diagnosed with diabetes and I got rid of it, and mine was hereditary. I said, stop right there. You don't get nothing. That's hereditary. You can't get rid of it. You're born with it. So right there she started thinking. I said, yes. That's why I always tell people, and I'm proud of you to do what you did to get rid of your diabetes. And I hope she's listening to me this morning. I'm very proud of you, my dear. Extremely proud of you to do that. But don't let nobody fool you. Type 2 diabetes is not hereditary. Okay? All right. So just remember, the process is, be careful how you eat. We eat in a fat state. Everything we eat, the insulin from the beta cell comes out and move glucose and glucagon from the bloodstream and park it in the cell. We eat too much, we eat too often, we eat too much ultra-processed foods, and that's our problem. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't care how small your portions are. If you are eating ultra-processed foods, you're not out of the woods. As a matter of fact, it becomes more insidious and you will be in problems. Okay? Again, if you want to get rid of your diabetes, the course of action and what the measure in which you need to take is to change your diet, get botanical herb, do some exercises, and you pray to who or whatever your divine is, and get off metformin and stuff, because that ain't going to help you. And let me just say this other one. The pathology of diabetes is insulin resistance. The pathology of diabetes is insulin resistance. The pathology of type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance, which means when you go to a doctor for your diabetes and their recourse is to give you insulin into your body, I'm telling you right now, you're going on dead from cancer, you're going to have serious heart problem, your blood pressure will never go down, you're hardly going to get to sleep, eventually you're going to die miserably. Let that land. The very thing your body resists, the very thing, and these are the kind of conversation I welcome. But again, they like to say, Mr. Johnson is a madman. Let Mr. Johnson stay mad. I love my people. I love my people, and it's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing here. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge you, be careful how and what you eat. We don't need to be putting all these ultra-processed foods in our stomach. And let me just give you another story again. Some of you come by me, and in 2 weeks you're calling to tell me, boy, I think them things you're giving me exacerbating the problem or no. Here's what's going on with you. The nastiness that's in your gut, those things are rooting it out. There's no way you can feel good. You're going to get upset stomach. Sometimes you'll get things coming out on your skin because it's digging out the years of nonsense you have in your body. Don't call and blame nothing on that. If you don't want to get well, then don't get well. But don't call me and ask me nothing. And I'm going to put this out there in the air. For those of you with that type of attitude, don't even call me. Just tell me you're on your way to bring back my raw materials. I don't care if you use 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I get back all your money so you won't call my name. I'm putting that right out there because I've done it many a times. Don't want to hear no conversation from people with that particular mindset, that entitled elitist mindset. You stay with your sickness and don't try to project it on anybody else, because that's exactly what you do. Most people, that's what you do. Even when you go into the health centers, well, that's not health centers, they're management sickness centers. When you go into there, that's what you do. You project, because you start to blame the nurses and the doctors. They ain't coming to you quick enough, they ain't doing this for you, or they don't like them talk. Blaming them. You no longer here. You no longer. But wait, hold on. Is you alone day long? Well, why don't you do something about not being there at all? Yeah, boy, they don't like them talk. Go through the shift, people. My thing is, people, look, we can all of us can do better. All of us. It's just making those little wins each day. Those things that we promise ourselves, don't do it. Let me ask you people a question out there now, and process this for a little bit. If you have a friend that always setting you up, you call them, I need some help, and then the last minute they kick out. They say they're going out, you're going out online, last minute they kick out. You say you're going to go to the gym, they kick out. They you could never rely on them for anything good. They always setting you up. I want to ask you a question. Would you still be in company with such a friend? You don't have to answer that because I know the question is an unequivocal no. And if you choose to do that, you have problems. But here's the deal. Here's the dark truth about that. We do that to ourselves every day. When we promise we're going to go to the gym, when we promise we're going to eat better, when we promise we're going to do all that, we renege. And we make all these small concessions and lessons and shrink who we are. Then we complain. It's always somebody else's fault. But we create those very prison bars for them. And when people like me approach you and talk to you about the prison bar, now you get upset. Now the prisoner become the prison guard, and then the guard and they start polishing the bars as well, because now you become the villain. Yeah, but that's the way things are sometimes, man. My time is almost down for the year. I hope there's something that somebody learned from me this morning. Like I always say, with the hour that I spent here, the 55 minutes, if one person gets something, that time is worth it. More than worth it. More than worth it. So at the end of the day, I wish you guys the best going forward. All the best. Whatever you wish for me, I double on that for you. So be careful what you wish for. All right? And hope you can take better care of yourself and each other out there. Be careful with what you say before you say it. I know it's easier said than done, but in this life, honestly, we all need each other to be each other. Without each other, we are simply not each other. No matter what we do, no man is an island. We have to coexist. There's no maybe, but if no answer about that. But if you can be dependent in terms of how you make your income, that's even a better thing. But that takes discipline again too. That takes discipline, and it takes a particular lifestyle, because it incorporates your health as well. For the ladies out there, I'll tell you this one time: if you have problems with stomach issue, their diastasis recti, their interstitial cystitis, come and talk to me. Their PCOS, come and talk to me. Fibroid, talk to me. I can help you out with that. It's not maybe, but if not ends. Once you change those environment inside of your biochemistry, those things going and die off. It's not maybe, but if not ends about that. And I know how to do that all too well. All right? So come, set up your appointment. It's free, 736-3962. Or 709-8450. Give Mr. Johnson a call. I'm located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. You see my head flinging around all the time. For those of you who are seeing me here, I'm looking at my monitor because a couple of times I'm here doing lip aerobics, being loquacious. And my own commercial come and kick me off the air without me saying goodbye. I don't want that to happen this morning. So I keep looking at it. So my ladies and gentlemen, please, am I my brothers and sisters keeper? Absolutely, it's supposed to be that way. If you are cognizant of that, life will be fantabulously fantabulous. And when challenge comes, you'll see it as opportunities, and you'll go through it. So in the meantime, and in between time, this is your boy, Mr. Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. Until next week, Megan. I will say it again. Until next week, Megan. I said one more time. Until next week, my folks, Megan.
As the clock turns and a new chapter is beginning, we will be stepping away from the noise of the world to find peace in the presence of the Almighty. We invite you to tune in to the Street 919 FM for a day of prayer and reflection with all our pastors from 5 a.m. to 12 midnight for a time to heal, to hope, and to seek guidance for the path ahead. From the management and staff of the street, may your new year be paved with grace and quiet strength.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on the Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919.